hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream, I hope and I dream. You got Africa, you got Africa, you got Africa, Africa.
So we're here for another installment to talk about my new album, Keith Thompson, Best of 2.0. 1.0 was all my works, all my favorite works up until say 2001, from around 1990 to 2001. So since then I've been busy covering different ground, not always ahead of my time, but just of the time. And hopefully you don't always have to be ahead of your time, but just be timeless. Even if what you do fits in within the current time, hopefully it lasts for a long time. It's timeless. My motto is an endless shelf life. And that's the whole goal of doing my music, to be part of your life, to be like the soundtrack to your life. And when you look back, you can play it again and still get that same feeling, because it still stands up. You can play it among other tracks of the time and it still stands up. Africa in Your Veins is a track like that. To be brief, because it's a long story, I was in Ibiza and I heard a kind of a rhythm that finally triggered the songwriting of Africa in Your Veins. Meaning, a lot of times I have inspiration for a song and the chorus comes, so the hook line comes. But then, when I was younger, I would force it and try to finish writing it. But I learned, no, don't force it, let it come naturally. Because you get this tingle in your back that this is an important song. It has something to say. Don't force it, let it come naturally. Life and times will bring it out from you, and experiences. What it was inspired first by, it was, to flash back even further from Ibiza, I was in Italy. Went through some things that were, I mean, to be frank, some racist situations in Italy that really bothered me. Me being like a history buff, knowing who's come through that peninsula for centuries, from Carthage, Hannibal from Carthage, and Arab and other people of color who have influenced their culture and influenced their blood. I just found it really annoying to be facing racism in Italy. People who live there of color now know that's not anything strange, but back then I just never been there before, didn't think I would experience that. Because I'd been to Naples once before and everything was cool. But people treat you differently when you're an artist as opposed to just a guy walking the street. So this time I was in Rimini, Riccione area, and just the vibe was just, man, it was intolerable. But I tolerated it because I was at a conference. Anyway, it made me come up with the idea that, you got Africa in your veins, man. Why you treat me this way? I'm like, Africa in your veins? You've got, I'm like, So I started writing it, and like I said, I didn't push it, so I left it alone. And flash forward now, I'm in Ibiza, and outside of the clubs, walking around shopping, I got the same feeling again. The same treatment in stores where you had to like show your money for them to feel like, yeah, you really are going to buy something, or not treat you like some immigrant who's, trying to rip them off or something. So I thought, wow, Africa in the Veins, I need to write that song. I need to finish it. So I didn't push it, but I summoned a vibe in me that made it start coming out. And when I heard that rhythm, like I said, I decided, okay, let's write this. You've got Africa in your veins. You and me come from one family. And what inspired the sound of it and how I sang it was an old record from when I was a kid. It just had this rich male vocal sound with a lot of chorus. So I thought, okay, sing it in your voice, of course. You're not imitating anything, but when you process it or when you put it together, you want to go for that chorus sound. The song was called Cuba. Da 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 I can't remember the Spanish thing, but it just, you know, the that whole sound was like hit me saying, yeah man, you gotta come like that.
You can't break it, can't shake it, can't fake it, can't escape